and Prince William until 7:30. If you look carefully, there's two little boxes here. So both of those are expiring at the same time. Right now, we feel that the biggest threat is simply heavy rainfall and some damaging winds. We don't see any rotation with these storms. I'm looking for hail. Don't see any hail. Hail was never really on the table. More about damaging winds tonight than anything. So here is the line. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll kind of track this for you because it's going to affect most of the metro as we go through, say, the next hour and a half. They're not going to linger, so we're looking at, I'm not worried about flooding so much, even though they do have some pretty good rainfall. We're still looking at the potential for some street flooding, but again, not widespread flooding with this because they're going to move through pretty quickly, moving at about 28, 20, almost 30 miles an hour. So I'm going to track this, and we'll tell you where it's going to go on our storm tracker. And again, it's going to affect just about everybody. So if you have an umbrella up or you have, small tables and chairs, bring them inside or secure them because it's going to be moving through most of the metro. It really is. And we're going to bring it all the way down past Dale City, okay, and then kind of bring it this way if we can. And they're moving sort of east-northeast. So I'm going to bring it right to there. So Rockville at 721. Montgomery Mall 722. Someone may be seeing a movie. D.C. at about 737. And then Laurel at about 753. And we don't see these weakening. Given the atmosphere, given temperatures in the 90s today and our humidity levels, these are going to stay pretty strong. So again, this is one reason we issued the weather impact alert. We did it for heat, yes, but we also did it for the storms that are going to follow the heat. And again, these are pretty hefty. If you have any kind of problems in your house, if you know where you live, if you have a lot of surges during storms, turn your AC off, unplug your computers, because this has a tremendous amount of electricity in it. Really does. So again, that's the storm. Now I can track the southern portion of these storms down toward Dale City and Quantico, and these are going to move again similar direction. We'll bring them over toward Waldorf. Hey, technically, Calvert County and St. Mary's County, you're not under the severe thunderstorm watch, but you still could have big storms. So stay alert. So this one's headed toward Burke here shortly, another 8 minutes or so. Headed toward Lorton at 721. Alexandria, Old Town at about 738. And again, the main threat is going to be brief heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and some strong gusty winds. This came together really intense just in the last 45 minutes or so. And again, Dale City at about 7:15. So that's on the storm tracker. Now, in terms of some of the lightning, look at the lightning. So I've taken off the warnings and I've taken off the precipitation. This is a crazy town right here. I haven't seen lightning like this in quite some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of draw a little box, okay, around the Chantilly area, right about there. And this is going to give us 95 strikes, okay? And remember, lightning can go in three ways. It can be cloud to ground, ground back to cloud, or cloud to cloud. It's not always just boom from the cloud. This is a tremendous amount of lightning. It really is. That's more than we've seen in a while. Now, there's also some pretty good lightning up here around Sterling. Not as frequent, but still pretty impressive. We'll draw a little small box there. 30 strikes, negative 23, positive 7. So because of these have so much lightning, and it's always a kind of a telltale sign that they are strong storms. You don't normally see a lot of lightning and weak storms, and this is certainly the case. Okay, we'll zoom back out. Now, in terms of damage, hail tracks, we don't see any hail tracks. We just don't see any hail. There was one scan earlier where Caitlin and I saw maybe a hail core, but never made it to the ground. So hail out of the question, off the table here. Storm reports. Okay, we have one. Let me zoom in here. We have one very close to Warrenton, and it's a bunch of trees that were down. This happened a while ago, so we'll kind of query this. And again, this happened. Well, we'll give you the time on it. This is the only storm report we have, by the way. That's it. All these warnings, but this is the only storm report. So several trees down around Warrenton at 6 o'clock. So again, some of them do have gusty winds, and that's one reason the Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm warnings. because winds are up to 58 miles per hour. And that's the case there at Warrenton. But again, I would not be surprised if we didn't see more damage reports in the next hour, because these storms are a little stronger than went through Warrenton, believe it or not. Okay, so Futurecast. By 8 o'clock, it has the storms across 95 almost to the bay, Anne Arundel County down toward Calvert County and southern Prince George's County. I think it might be moving them a tiny bit fast, but they're not going to linger. Either way, we're not worried about widespread flooding. So that's 8 o'clock tonight. And then by 9 o'clock, they're essentially across the bay, kind of just a little leftover storm around Calvert County. And again, that's a heavy storm. And it could be a severe storm. And technically, you're not under the severe thunderstorm watch. Just kind of one of those things. By 10 o'clock, everything is across the bay and already some clearing. And notice the winds. This is really a great illustration. See the arrows? That's a due southerly wind. And now the arrows behind the front, west-northwest. So tomorrow's going to be hot, not quite as hot as today. We're 97 today. Less humidity tomorrow. So ironically, it's going to be low 90s, but we're going to probably pick that as the pick of the week. And remember, our average high is 90. Okay, want to touch on Friday for a second, because this is going to be our next weather impact alert. We want you guys to be prepared for that. So you could see some showers in the morning, so there could be a wet commute for some folks, in the morning on Friday. Not everywhere, but some spots. Temperatures, look at that, 60s and 70s. That's going to be nice. By 9 o'clock, now we have showers, even some thunderstorms embedded south of Fredericksburg. And by 1 o'clock, the lion's share of showers move through in the early afternoon. We don't clear. But the lion's share will move through in the afternoon. So then we get to 6 o'clock, a couple of showers develop again, and so that could cause a wet commute for some folks going home. Now, if you have plans Friday night, I think you're going to be okay. I mean, I can't rule out a passing shower, but notice some breaks in the clouds on Friday night at 11:30, and temps in the 70s. So if you have a rooftop plan, I think you're going to be okay. Hey, check this out. At 7 o'clock, right now, feels like it's 103 in D.C., 102 in Frederick, and 96 in Leesburg. It feels cooler in Manassas and Culpeper because of the storms. Okay, heat alerts go for another 52 minutes or so. The red is the excessive heat warning for the metro area, and then points west and north and also east is a heat advisory. And the difference is when we have an excessive heat warning, heat indices can go up to 110, and we've seen that again today. Okay, so look at tomorrow, huh? This is great. We're looking at temperatures, again, around 90. But the cool thing is, look at the number in the red. That's the heat index. Never gets above 92. That's fantastic. So a pretty good day tomorrow. A lot of sun to start. Look at the winds, west-northwest. And then we'll see some clouds roll in. Heat symptoms, and you got to memorize these because we got some serious heat coming back over the weekend and next week. These are the symptoms. If you're super thirsty, if you're sweating, headache, muscle cramps, if you're vomiting, you need to cool off immediately. And if you don't, you need to call 911. And I don't mean to harp on this, but don't take the poor dogs on the pavement. At 95, concrete's 140 and asphalt's 155. So keep them on the grass, or you get the pads for them, which actually do work. All right, next 3 days. Less humid tomorrow. 92. There's our next weather impact alerts. You can prepare for some showers and some embedded storms. And then isolated storms on Saturday, temperatures going back in the mid-90s. Guess what heads our way? Upper 90s on Sunday, near 100 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So again, another stretch of dangerous heat next week. Mainly dry Monday, Tuesday, mainly dry over the weekend, maybe an isolated storm. A little better chance of storms on Wednesday. And that is, that's it. So I know we've been through some hot weather, which is good because our bodies can kind of acclimate to it. But next week's going to be a little bit on the danger side. Housekeeping note here. On Friday, if you can, drop by the Giant Food Store, Livingston Road, Fort Washington. We're stuffing the truck. And come out and see us, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Rain or shine, come on out. You won't get wet. We will take the stuff out of your car. But again, mainly non-perishables. And it's for the United Communities Against Poverty. Great cause on Friday. Okay, couple things. I want to go back to the severe thunderstorm watch. Again, it has been trimmed back a little bit. Still includes Frederick and Leesburg, Warrenton, D.C. I think it'll be trimmed a little bit when those storms finally pass. Now, these are the warnings in bright yellow. So most of Fairfax, East Central Fairfax, a good chunk of Prince William County, and then another southwestern part of Fairfax County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And just so you know, if you know geography and you're in D.C. or southern Montgomery County, you know, oh, okay, that's down to my southwest. Those storms are heading my way. They are. They really are. So here's the radar past couple of hours, and there's the line of storms. Really intense. I mean, and I'm going to watch these too. These are pretty intense too. Approaching Hagerstown and I-81, kind of a separate batch, if you will. So we'll zoom in. Heavy rainfall, tremendous lightning. And again, the warnings we showed you, Fairfax and Prince William, okay, that's this box right here. That goes till 7:30. And then this area, which includes Fairfax and also parts of Prince William and Manassas Park, that goes until 7:30 as well. Now, my hunch is we're going to see these warnings extended into eastern Fairfax County, possibly into the district, and also into southern Montgomery County, as well as, you folks across the river, get ready. These are not going to weaken. I just don't see anything really weakening with these storms. They are pretty intense. We'll zoom in. Heaviest rain now cleared Sterling. Look at the lightning around Chantilly. Heaviest rain also down toward Fairfax and also into Manassas. And you saw that last little lightning bolt just pop up. That's just happened in the last 2 seconds. I do want to do a couple things. I'm going to zoom in here and do a little bit of where the heaviest rain is. And again, we're looking at rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. Again, the good news is they're moving at 30 miles an hour, but this is some big time rain and some big time lightning. I mean, it is a mess. You don't want to be going out 66 right now past Fairfax, Dixie Hill, Blevensville, Center Heights, Manassas Park. I mean, tremendous lightning and rain. And it's going to reduce visibility. So it's not going to be, I mean, it's dangerous if you're on the road and the visibility is that bad. And if you wait half an hour, you'll be okay. And I would recommend you do that if you're headed out I-66. I really would. I just think that's probably a good thing to do. Doesn't get much better also to the north. I mean, up towards Chantilly, maybe you're going out 50. That's tremendous rains as well, up 28, and then back into the Navy area, and then Oakton and Fairfax. And now George Mason, I mean, this is the heaviest part of the rain, is just beginning to move into central Fairfax County. And it's not going to get any lighter. In fact, I think we'll see another warning into Fairfax shortly. Big storm. See the lightning head of the storm? So we see the lightning back here, like, okay, it was strong, but now we're seeing, see that strike just happened? So we're seeing the lightning continuing, which means, tells us that, oh, that's a hefty storm, and that's still a very intense storm. So heavy rain out in Fairfax. Vienna, get ready for heavy rain. Burke, get ready for heavy rain. It is just around the corner. Just around the corner. And there is a lightning again. It's quite a display. And Caitlin mentioned this, when we have this hot, humid air mass, it is more conducive to lightning. See that strike now in Montgomery County? Remember, if you hear thunder, you can be struck by lightning. Doesn't have to be raining. Doesn't have to be cloudy. So keep that in mind. I mean, I imagine all the kids are in by now because it's just so darn hot. But if you hear thunder, get the kids in right away, please. Okay, so we'll go back out. And, okay, there's a little tiny, you got to really squint to see that. Okay, maybe some hail tracks with that second storm. Maybe. Not so sure I'm sold on that. I think winds are the big problem. There's our damage report out toward Warrenton with some trees down. And that's about it. I do want to go back here and see if they issue another warning before I let you go here. So that's the line of storms, okay? And I guess we probably I'll go back again. So there are the warnings. I really think they're going to extend these. These go till 7:30. I'm kind of surprised they haven't lit up parts of the district and other parts of Fairfax County because they're pretty intense. And we'll see if they come back to that. I do want to go up to our friends in the north here because this is a pretty good line of storms now. See that? Hagerstown. And they do have, this is a new warning here, okay, out toward Berkeley and Washington County till 7:45. So that just triggered. This also has lightning. Seeing the motif here? And a pretty good, line of storms really from Hagerstown back to Winchester. So this is something we're going to watch as it moves toward Charlestown and Frederick, Maryland. So we can track these for you as well. And I think we're going to find that most of the DMV is going to see some rain. I mean, may not be what we need, but some rain. Not quite so sure why it's doing that. Okay, so Montgomery County Air Park at 740, Thurmont at 741, and Germantown at 727. So that's a pretty intense storm as well. That's kind of going to move across 40 and head toward Charlestown. So Leesburg, you're out of the woods with this one, but this tail end, this might get Upperville, kind of move along 50 and go again toward Germantown and certainly into Frederick, Maryland. So let's go back and see if we got this new warning, okay, Berkeley County, Washington until 7:45. Let me see if we have any new warnings popping down to the south with this second line, because I really think this is the line that we're going to see them extended a little bit. They still have the same warnings, okay, so nothing really, no change, same two warnings. Nothing has been extended yet into the district. But you see what I mean? It's like 7:15, and I think the Futurecast had it a little further north and west by 7:15, so they're not moving quite as fast, I don't think, as Futurecast. But I like the fact they're going to move across I-95 between now and probably 8:30, and then across the bay between 8:30 and 10 o'clock. But this is a pretty good complex of storms. I mean, it really is. It's nothing to sneeze at. I'll zoom back out a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, they just have these two warnings. I don't know why they haven't issued the warnings ahead of them. I don't think these are weakening at all, and I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen, something issued there. And also, not to, forget our friends in Goldvan and Fredericksburg. Those are pretty big storms. So far, not severe, but they could certainly pop a warning on those. So again, the main threats wind. Don't really see any hail, and we see the threat of heavy downpours, obviously, but we don't see any hail. Okay, so we don't have any new ones yet, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know. It kind of surprises me that we don't have new one here. I don't see this thing weakening at all. I mean, it's headed right toward Quantico and in Germantown, Silver Spring, and Old Town. It still has plenty of lightning, and the lightning is moving out ahead of it. We'll watch for a second, we'll probably see a lightning strike there. Boom, see those 3 lightning strikes? It's a pretty intense little storm. It's pretty big too. I mean, from Germantown to south to Dale City, almost to Quantico, nothing to sneeze at. We don't, they haven't issued. I'll give you a couple more minutes, and we'll see if we get the warning on these. I don't know. We will see. I'm surprised that we're not seeing, a little bit of a warning on these. And in any event, if you're in the district or Wheaton or Fairfax or Bethesda, yeah, I would certainly put the umbrella down and secure loose objects, because these are heading your way. I'll go ahead and track this since we're so far out here. Let me do a couple. Let me move this down a little bit. So let's move this down a little bit. Those are monsters down near Fredericksburg, aren't they? Okay, so we're going to track this whole complex. And again, I think it will hold together as it moves off to the east-northeast. So we're going to track it from like here all the way down to almost to Quantico, and then pull it across about here, moving east-northeast like that. Okay, so Rockville 726, matter of minutes here. DC 739, and Columbia about 803, Bowie about 814. Okay, so again, these are the areas you can kind of prepare for the storm. Get the dog in and get the umbrella down. And again, if you have those light plastic chairs, just bring them inside, or at least turn them upside down. And Annapolis at about 844. So this is a pretty heavy complex here. And again, we have this second line out toward Hagerstown, and then we have another line down into Fredericksburg. So it's going to be a minute before everything goes away here. Let's go back to home, okay? and we'll see the big picture. So that's a big storm in Fredericksburg. And look, 2 minutes ago, it didn't have lightning. Now it does. That's just solid lightning there. And then that's pretty much a solid line north of Hagerstown down toward Winchester. Good news is this is a little skinnier line. Bad news is that lightning has really increased north of Hagerstown. So if you're up in Fulton County, Pennsylvania, get ready. All right, they have not issued any warnings on this just yet. I guarantee as soon as I stop this streamcast, there will be warnings on those storms. But right now, the storms are, again, until 7:30 for Fairfax and Prince William County. There are two separate warnings there. I always turn the AC off. If you're anywhere ahead of these storms, I'd turn the AC off and maybe even unplug the computer, because this got a tremendous amount of lightning. Okay, so let's go back in here. Okay. So there are the warnings. Okay, we have a new warning here. Okay. And so they have extended it. So it's going to just be right parallel to the district and up into Montgomery County. So that's where the newest warning is, and I agree with that. Yeah, these are pretty heavy storms, and they're pretty darn solid too. So we've got now a severe thunderstorm warning in Montgomery County, and also the eastern part of Fairfax, which we thought we would see that as well. And still, these continue another couple of minutes, another 8 minutes down toward Lorton. Again, put the umbrella down. I would certainly, prepare for the storms. They're not tornadic, but this is a pretty heavy storm here. Stretches now from west of Rockville down all the way through Dale City. And the lightning, I think, is just incredible. And we've seen the lightning. Again, this is only the last 10 minutes of lightning. So lightning, always an indication of pretty strong storms. It really is. Now, in terms of where these are going, well, there's the hail track. Okay, they're supposed to, could have been a little bit of hail. I don't think so. I just find that a little hard to believe, but I mean, there they are. They're the hail tracks south of Warrenton. And again, it's negligible. Even if this were the case, if this were true, it's not big enough hail to create a warning situation. It has to be an inch in diameter, size of a quarter, to trigger that. And I do not see that there at all. Okay, there's our storm report, our lone storm report out toward Warrenton, several trees down around 6 o'clock. So here's Futurecast. By 8 o'clock, it has the storms across I-95, almost to the bay. I think this is just a little bit quick, considering we're still seeing the storms, well back to the west of 95. And then by 10 o'clock or 9:30, they're about to move out of Calvert County across the bay. Kind of agree with that. And then by the time we get to 10 o'clock, they continue to be heavy storms, if not severe, across the bay into the Delmarva. Okay, so the watch goes until 10 o'clock. Heat advisory goes, an excessive heat warning goes another 36 minutes or so. We'll jump back on live stream if we have to update on this line of storms. But again, it's going to be intense. It's going to move through most of the entire metro area, so at least everybody gets a little bit of rain tonight before everything moves out and clears out tomorrow. Again, tomorrow may be the pick of the week. Low 90s and not humid. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? For now, I'm WSA 9 meteorologist Topper Shutt.